Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's episode is gonna be about my childhood. I was thinking a lot, what made me the person that I am today? Like, why am I so independent and why am I so not afraid to take risks and not afraid to lose what I have and things like that? Because I see that a lot of people have fear of losing what they have. They're afraid to risk. They're overthinking a lot. They might have great ideas. They might want to do things with their life, but it's always like they're trying to play it safe. They're trying to analyze, and action is gonna always beat overthinking. Every single time, while you're gonna be sitting there overthinking every little details, waiting till you become perfect, waiting for the confidence to do the move, there's someone else that's already doing it. She's gonna mess up, she's gonna probably fail, do it again, but action is always gonna overbeat overthinking every single day. Speaking of that, I want to tell a story about my childhood. I don't know. I was always hesitant to talk about it because I don't know if it's even legal or I don't know. So basically, since the age of 14, I was living by myself. Let me tell you how that happened. When I was 5 years old, my mom and my dad, they got a divorce, and I started living with my grandma because my mom had to go to Japan. She got a job there and she was there for 9 months out of the year. And she was only coming to spend time with me for 3 months during the summer. And basically for the rest of the 9 months, I was living with my grandma because I had to go to school and my mom couldn't take me with her to Japan because she was working. So basically, since the age of 5, I was living with my grandma. But when my grandma passed away, I think 13 and a half years old, almost 14, something like that, around that age. And what happened is my mom couldn't come to Russia from Japan because she still had to finish her contract. And at the beginning, I started living with my mom's friend. It was all right, but I was so independent already at that moment that I started telling to my mom, listen, like, I don't feel comfortable living with some other family. Like, yes, your friend is nice. They were like relatives, she was very supportive, very helpful. But I was like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, I like to be by myself. I'm independent. I know how to cook. I know how to, I'm not a party girl. I was always getting the best grades in school. I was smart, I was smart, but also very clever because I always got good grades, but I was skipping school when I knew I can get away with it, But whatever, let's not jump from one story to another. So basically, I told my mom, listen, can I please live in our house? But your friend will be just coming and checking on me every single day, every other day, whatever you want. And my mom, I have the best relationship with my mom. She is my biggest supporter. She trusts me. She believed in me. She trusted me the whole life. And that's why she agreed. She was like, okay, let's see how it goes. And the first, her friend was visiting me a lot, every day. And then she was coming less and less and less. Because my mom saw that, okay, everything is great. I'm, still getting good grades in school. I'm still surviving, whatever. I was every single day with my mom on the phone. So I got it. And she saw that I got it. And basically what happened also while I was 14 years old, after I started living by myself, I also got my first boyfriend. It might look like I was too young to have a boyfriend, 14 years old. Why? Even right now, when I think about that, I meet 14-year-old kids right now. I look at them and I see at them and I'm like, there's no way I was like that when I was 14 years old. I was so much more mature. I don't know why. Maybe because when I was a kid and I used to live with my grandma, I was kind of more alone because, you can't really be that close with your grandma. She was also the best inspiration for me. She taught me a lot of the things. She was also this independent woman. She knew how to do everything, fix the furniture. She would also renovate the whole like building, so she was always hands-on fixing stuff. She knew how to sew, she knew how to play volleyball. She was a mastermind woman that knew how to do literally anything. So she taught me this independence, but I feel like I was spending a lot of my time reading, and I was born in 1994, so when I was around like 10 years old or whatever it was, like we already had computers and the internet, so I was always researching some stuff. I was always curious to find out, to analyze my feelings, to have big goals. And again, my mom was always supportive of all the crazy stuff that I had. I remember when I was a kid, I tried every single activity. I used to take Japanese lessons. I used to take English lessons. I took some dancing lessons, tennis lessons, swimming lessons, like you name it, I did it all. For some reason, I never stuck to one specific activity. I always was this type of girl that I'll try this, then I don't like it, I go to someone else, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's a good thing, because I don't know how to do anything professionally, like on a big level, but I developed this skill for myself that I literally can do anything in this world. Like I'm an easy learner. Like anything that I know that even by myself, you tell me how to do any job and I know I'll figure it out. I'll make it work. I'll make it happen. So I don't know. That's why maybe it was a good thing that my mom always supported me. She never pushed me to do anything. She just loved me. She still does. She still loves me a lot. But like she just always supported all my crazy ideas and always believed in me and always was there for me. So anyway, so I started living with the boyfriend. We started dating and we were actually dating for 4 years. Yeah, we were together for 4 years and he started living with me because we fell in love so much, and he was a little bit older than me. He was 18, I was 14, and it was a real love. So I don't know. We just, first he was just staying some days. He was spending some time with me in the evening. And then, asked my mom, like, can he live with me? And she was like, yeah, why not? Because again, my mom is the best. So anyway, that's how I basically became an adult at the age of 14. But again, since my mom left me when I was 5, she didn't leave me. Like, just so you understand, like I always felt that she loves me, that everything that she does for me. Because, if she wouldn't go to Japan, if she wouldn't take the job, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that I did. Like I wouldn't be able even to move to United States when the time was right, because we just wouldn't be able to afford it. When my mom and my dad got a divorce, I was 5 years old and my mom didn't have a job. So we literally didn't have anything to eat. That's why I really like that my mom is also that adventurous. Maybe I learned it from her too, because she was born in one city in Russia, and then she actually went to some other city she was working on the ships all her life. That's where she met my dad. So she was always also not afraid to change her life, to change the place where she lives, to start over. And I feel like that's a really good quality to have, because so many people are not happy with the life that they have, but they're not changing it because they feel like there is no other option. Like for me, you can always start over. You can always move. You can always start from scratch, because if you lose everything, you're free. You're free. Then you have nothing else that you can lose, and you can start over and be happy. So again, let's go back to the story of me and 5-year-old me. So my mom left me. Now, because I'm an adult, I understand that she did it for me, that she called me every single day. But I'm sure since I was 5 years old, I'm sure that event really affected me on psychological level. Because imagine you're 5 years old, you love your mom, and then you see her leaving to another country, and then, you live with your grandma, even though she was the best grandma ever. But, I always was missing my mom, because my grandma, she was amazing, but she was like a strict woman. So she was always making me do things that are right. And, but my mom, she was always spoiling me. Again, everything was for me. Like summertime, she would always come for the summertime, and that was the best time of my whole year. I was counting days till it happens. She would buy me all that stuff. We would enjoy every single day, go places, experience this life. It was amazing. But I'm sure now, looking back, I can say that, oh, it didn't affect me at all. But definitely it did affect me somehow, because basically at the age of 5, I was left without a mom. Bless God, she didn't die. Bless God, she was calling me every day, because it sounded like I said I was left without a mom. But I mean, you understand what I'm saying. Like, still, I was a child that was separated from their mother. So that's why I had to grow up super early. And yes, at the age of 14, I was already super mature, super responsible. And I don't know if maybe Russian kids, like, because I know in Russia, even all the women, they start having families much younger. I feel like at the age of 18 and 20, there's a lot of people who start having kids and started getting married. Again, I'm not saying if it's a good thing or bad thing, but this is what's happening in Russia. While in America, I know that women, until they're like 30, 40 years old, no one is trying to get married, no one is trying to date, they're trying to build a career, live their life, and things like that. Anyway, again, not judging. There is flaws in every culture. I think there's some benefits in Russian approach to relationship. There's definitely benefits in American approach to lifestyle. I think the traditional approach is much closer to me, because I truly believe that you have to be a team. You and your husband, you just like you can grow so much faster if you have a partner that is in love with you, you are in love with your partner, and you are building this future together. It is true, because I get this message a lot on the internet every time I say that, oh, I'm so glad I had my kids young. I'm so glad, I did this and that. And every time people tell to me, you just got lucky because you got a partner, a responsible partner with the same vision that you had in early age. That's true. I met my husband when I was 18 years old. But the thing is, until for like the first 2 years in our relationship, things were not perfect. I didn't meet. That's another thing that people are not understanding the right way. A lot of people are waiting to meet this perfect Prince Charming that's ready for you and just live a happy life till the end of their day. But I believe that it doesn't work like that. Like, yes, there is some chemistry that has to be there. I remember when I first looked at the pictures of my husband on like Russian Facebook, I was like, that's him. I don't know why he was not my type. He had even some pictures with the girlfriend on his Facebook, but he texted me. I looked at his pictures and I was like, he's the one. I had a calling from my heart, so I don't know what it is, but he was not perfect for me when we started dating. He was still dealing with the previous relationship. He had a 10-year relationship with his girlfriend. They just broke up. So he was still kind of not like in love, but attached to the previous relationship. And the first year, he wasn't a man. He wasn't acting like a real man towards me. Like, he would do some things that would upset me. He would mention his girlfriend, and he had her name tattoo on his wrist. So there was a lot of things. But we worked it out. We had to break up a couple times in the first 2 years because I was like, he's not changing and I'm not going to tolerate his behavior, even though I'm in love, even though we can be great, but he is the way he is right now. I'm not going to live with the idea that one day he will change. It might not never happen. So basically, we had to break up because of that multiple times. And usually we would break up for like a month or two, and then while we would get back, because it was his decision, like he would want to get me back, while I was always kind of like moved on, but he basically, every time he lost me, he realized what he lost and he was ready to become a better person. He changed, he realized something, he became better. And then when we started basically talking again, he showed me that he's a different man right now. So again, that's another story for another episode. If you guys are interested, again, ask me questions. We can go into details, because I feel like a lot of my experience from my life can teach you guys something. So speaking of this idea that you are not gonna meet a perfect man, you're gonna make him. It doesn't mean that you have to find a guy that's totally not even close to your perfect guy and just try to build something from him. It's not gonna work out. But you have to understand that if your guy is good overall and some qualities are just not there, it's okay. Just help him develop this quality. Think about the good things that he have. Think about the green flags of him, and then just try to ignore sometimes the red flags that he has, as long as it's not like something dramatic where he wants to have multiple girlfriends or, you know, some crazy stuff like that. But basically, we didn't become this power couple right away. We had to work our way. We had to become better person. I had to become a better person. He had to become a better person. We had to grow up together, and we always had to kind of chase each other. Meaning, like, when you start dating at this early age, at one point in life, you outgrow your partner, or he outgrows you. And it's very important to not leave your partner behind and kind of help the partner to get to your level. You know what I mean? And very important, because I see so many times where women are outgrowing their men, and then they are not paying attention to their relationship. They're kind of building career, blah, blah, blah. And at one point they just look down and they're like, I don't even know who is this man. Like, we are not together. We don't have the same goals. And that's actually a very big problem. Because let me tell you a story. Let's say you have a man, and you start telling him like, oh, I wish we can go on vacations. I wish we can have this car, or I wish we can afford to have a kid. And he can say things like, oh, but I'm okay like that. Like, he's not sharing your dreams. That's not okay. The best, like the most important thing with you and your partner is that you have to share the same goals. You have to share the same dreams. You have to have the same vision. And if in some ways your vision doesn't align, that's okay. But at least you have to agree on certain things. So let's say your partner doesn't have the money at the moment. That's okay. But as long as he's sitting down at the table with you and he's telling you things like, okay, how are we going to make it work? What's the plan? How are we going to make it happen? Instead of saying things like, okay, you want more, then go work more. That's a red flag. That means that he doesn't really like you. He doesn't care about you, because a woman that wants a lot is a blessing for a man. I'm telling you, a lot of the men don't understand it, but that's the truth. If a woman wants a lot and the man is in love with the woman, he should be motivated by her desires. He should want to have a better life with her woman. She supports him, he supports her, and they are, both of them go to the same vision. That's the goal. And it doesn't matter if sometimes like someone outgrows each other. As long as you guys are working together on the same goal, that's what matters. So I don't know why I started talking a lot about relationship. But let's go back to the story of me and my childhood. So yeah, basically, that's why by the age of 18, I met my boyfriend when I moved to New York. It actually was also a very interesting story, because this was my dream to move to New York. My mom sent me to English school during the summer to Philippines when I was 15 years old. Amazing experience. That's what actually I want to do to my kids. I feel like it's such a powerful tool to make your kids become independent and grow their personality, where your parents just sent you somewhere where you can be by yourself and you can figure out things by yourself. Because I feel like some, especially American parents, they are making their kids they take care of them so much that by the time when they are grown, they don't know how to do things by themselves. So when I was 15, my mom sent me to this English school. It was like a 3-week school in Philippines. And it was an amazing experience. Everyone there was telling me how school in Philippines is amazing, but school in the United States, especially in Los Angeles, is a next level. And it was like, they gave me this idea that, next time you should go. I came back to Russia and I told my mom, next year for this summer break, I'm gonna go to Los Angeles. My mom was like, there's no way you're gonna go. It's too expensive. But I'm like, okay, how about I go not for like the whole month, not for like 3.5 weeks, but I go for only like 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks, whatever it is, but I go to LA. I really want to go. It's the best of the best, please. And again, my amazing mom that always supported my crazy ideas, not from the first, like every time I would bring an idea to her, she would first say no, but then I knew my way how to make her give up and give me what I want. So, and when I went to Los Angeles, I fell in love with United States instantly. This is my country. I absolutely adore freedom of citizens here, of people, all the communities. People are just more nice here. Everyone is smiley. People on the streets give you compliments. I don't know. Last time I was in Russia was in 2014, which is like almost 13 years ago. So I don't know how it is right now there, but the last time I was there, and one of the reasons why I moved, because people there are so grumpy. They're upset, they're jealous, they're always angry, they're very demanding, and it's just an overall not this, America's just more carefree, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's just people, even if people don't have much, some people, more people are happy. So, and when I came to Los Angeles, I was in love with the spirit of the country. I was in love with the technologies, with the way everything looks. I just knew that LA was not my city because you have to drive there for a long time. That's why I was like, I'm gonna move to New York. Why New York? I don't know, because I thought that this is the perfect city for like walking. It's like more close together. And I don't know, I guess I looked at the movies because from that moment, I spent the next 2 years just studying, preparing for SATs and basically doing everything so I can get into the university. In New York, because I knew that the only way for me to go to United States is to get into university, because my mom wouldn't let me not go to university, and I didn't want to go to university in Russia and then go to United States, and then how would I become like legally, I didn't want to like come for work and travel and stay without any authorization and things like that. So I was like, okay, I need to be accepted into university. So while everyone was partying, I was studying, I was living this dream that one day I'm gonna move to New York. And I was watching these movies. I remember Gossip Girls. What else? There were some other movies with New York, but I was always Sex and the City. I was watching in English so I can learn the language. And yeah, so basically, but by the time I moved to New York and I got accepted into university, I didn't want to leave. It's been 2 years, right, since I was making it happen, blah, 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 blah. But when I turned 18 years old, my mom bought me a car. I made her buy me a car because I had to drive like 1 hour to university and I had to take public transportation. So I was like, Mom, please buy me a car. Then we can sell it. I can practice. I can get my license. So she got me a car. I broke up with my boyfriend that I was dating for 4 years. And I actually started seeing some other guys. You know, we started like going out more since I was 18 already. And I just thought that, okay, education in the United States is pretty expensive. How about I take this money and I use it to, let's say, open a business or do something with this money. I can be so much better in Russia. So I didn't want to leave. But then everything was already arranged. Everything was paid for. It was my dream. So I was like, okay, I'll go. And frustrating enough, when I came to New York, I was disappointed. Why? Because I looked at New York only from movies and everything is so perfect, you know, everything is so amazing. But when I came there, I was shocked. First of all, how expensive everything is compared to like Russian ruble. I remember for the subway was $2.97. And if you convert this money to Russian rubles, you can take a taxi, like black Uber. And I was taking a subway with the cockroaches and rats. So I was really upset about that. And then the apartments are so expensive. So I was also frustrated. I couldn't, like, you have to like pay for the whole year or for the 6 months up front since you don't have any documents. So I don't know, it was a disaster. But my first semester in university was already paid for. So I was like, okay, it's already paid for. How about I stay here for 3 months, just get experience, get extra English knowledges and things like that, and I'm gonna move back. Probably, you know, it was my dream, but it didn't work out. So it was really tough. I was super lonely, but bless God, I didn't leave. I met my husband. We started dating, we started living together, and that's basically how I became less lonely, and how I stayed in New York. So actually, I have to go today because I see that my husband already came. My dogs are barking, so I know he's gonna walk in any minute into my room and interrupt my recording. But if you guys liked my stories, if you want to hear more, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me. It motivates me to do more videos for you. So I appreciate your time. Bye bye. I see you next week.